Look, here's the mattress.
Back
And
to
the sad clown. And the gang. What a cool picture.
one of my favourite pictures I've
What a
made
cool
in the last
picture.
few years.
Yeah, what a cool picture.
It's this page, isn't it?
It's a jungle out there. And that's the only surviving Don McCullin t-shirt.
Is it?
Which is owned by Simon Unglis, and he told me on the phone, he said, tell Katie I've got one.
Right.
Because he's not meant to have it.
No.
And there it is. That's fantastic.
Because there's a whole thing about his love of skinheads and his love of...
And yours.
And mine. And we came... I spoke about it in one of the interviews I did with him, about where, because he saw what I was, saying, well, I saw skinheads and I saw what went on, and blah, blah, blah. And
he was very upset, actually, that Guardian conversation when I called him a skinhead. I was like, well, you've shaved your head, Lee. He was like, yeah, but it's not helpful. I've just gone to Givenchy. And I said, well, it's not my fault. You shaved your head. Anyway, go on.
He saw sort of tribalness in it, in the same way that you
in the same way you did as well.
Well, I came to it for a whole bunch of different reasons, but Lee was very much, I won't say he admired them, but it was the same sort of respect of the brutality.
Yeah.
And the same thing that,
gang, it's a gang.
Yeah.
He had a gang.
Yeah.
We were on the fringes of his gang.
Mm.
He had a gang. Safety in numbers, I think, definitely.
Well, it's the whole thing with gangs is that once, you take on one, you take on all.
Yeah.
Which is the whole
absolutely
sort of, mentality behind it.
But this is a very cool picture, and this also goes back to what you say about, there being a kind of sense of theatre and history in Lee's later work, and that sometimes that almost means that we overlook the modernism. This does not look like historical clothing. This looks like really cool modern street clothing on boys and girls.
Well, I wanted to do something that had part of that skinhead imagery to it. I thought again that was an important part of his overall character or interest, and also the clown motif that appeared very strongly in one of the shows.
More than one, I think. Sad clowns.
Yeah.
Which is really poignant in retrospect, because my memory of Lee, my relationship with Lee was about crying with laughter.
Right.
Crying with laughter about the most ludicrous things, like when you go really close to someone nose to nose and it makes you go cross-eyed. He used to do that, and it just used to make us both cry with laughter. But the sad clown was an image, it was another image that he went to again and again and again, and in a way, when Lee was clowning around.
Yeah.
I think it was a release from the tension of the focus of work on one level, definitely. It was like, but it was also, the release of the tension of sadness and damage and tragedy, like Shakespeare's tragedy.
Yeah.
I wrote that about him as well. He hated that too. I said that when he was being funny in the studio, it was like Shakespeare's Fool.
Really?
And he was like, "Oh, I'm not a fool." I said, "No, Shakespeare's Fool." He didn't like it, but I felt it was like that.
Yeah.
He'd be really focused, and it'd be really tense. Everybody would be kind of almost dancing around him with the model in the middle, and then he'd just suddenly diffuse the whole thing by being really crazy funny but childish, and everybody would fall about.
Yeah.
So I saw it like that, but sad clowns, I mean, they're funny, but they're not really funny.
No, clowns aren't
they're
really funny.
masking. No, they're scary as well.
Yeah.
He talked about that, not to me, he talked about, when you're a child, you see a clown and it frightens you. Maybe he did see clowns and it frightened him.
Yeah. I saw something dead. I don't know anybody that really likes clowns. I've got a whole row of
basically,
clowns there.
Clowns are just sick, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're like,
which is why they're standing in a row.
Yeah.